hello, what am I gonna do? I'm going ice skating or sledding or tobogganing or something. But in the winter, you were like still outside because you're a kid. Weather doesn't have any effect.
Does on me. I don't do it.
Well, yeah, you don't do it because you're not, first of all, you're not little.
And you're not conditioned.
It's too cold.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's too cold because you're little. But here, I imagine you water skied when you were a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, why? Because they had a boat and we had skis. And did you have any fear about the fish getting you or a shark jumping up and biting your skis? No, not at all.
I
It's
mean,
only when you're in the water.
there's reason to be afraid of barnacles, but you wouldn't know that until he went through what he went through.
Yeah, you didn't know you'd get cut on a barnacle. You can. I ripped my leg on a barnacle or coral.
Yeah, I cracked my shin on one.
Yeah, it's like boom, whoa.
Yeah, all of them.
Wonder who smells the blood. Yeah. So anyway, it's very. When we want to make some changes in our life, and we're all looking. This is the first of the year, and people set their New Year's resolution. We want. I really want to make some changes. I want to be faster. I want to be skinnier. I want to be richer. I want to be healthier. I want to be more whatever it is. So we start off and we're getting it together because it's January the 1st. Bam! We set our goals. Most people don't. Most people lose their New Year's resolution by the end of January. It's gone.
35%.
Yeah, they're already smoking. Ah, that's good. Good one. 35%. So, in our life, what we want to do is, if you want to make the changes, you make the changes internally. Because if you have the internal change, what happens is it shines through. It's like if you have light inside. So if I put a flashlight, a very strong flashlight, eventually it's going to shine through the pores because the skin is porous. I don't know if we can get a light to shine through, but if you get an internal light going, I know certain people, you look at them and you go, wow, there's like a light coming off them. They just vibrate a certain condition. And it's because their internal makeup is just beautiful. They're beautiful inside. Because I've seen people who aren't especially attractive, but they are beautiful. They have a certain light and they're like radiating this light. And I've seen other people who are, how does that word go? They're so ugly, they're ugly to the bone.
Butterface.
Yes, you got a butter face. But I'm saying they're ugly, they're mean, they're nasty, they just haven't found that light. And that brings up all the fear. I just heard a story from one of my patients. Her brother's getting married. Her brother is 31, his new wife is 28. So they're about to get married in a couple of weeks. And he found a nice house. Found a house in Bay Harbor. It's close to the ocean. It's only a block from his sister's. And the house is worth about $850,000. Her sister owns it, his sister owns it, and they said, we'll give you the house for $500,000, no down payment. You just take over the payments, and we'll carry the mortgage. So don't worry. If you don't have the money right now, whatever it is, we're cool. And his wife saw it and said, I would never live in a house like that. It's like a $500,000 house on Bay Harbor. I would never live in a house like that. So he's still going to marry her. So she has a concept of how life should be before they got married, and she's already on his case, telling him, I don't want this and I don't like this. So I haven't met her, but I would imagine that she has so many things that she doesn't like about external things, and I would imagine that also is part of her internal makeup. She doesn't like what's going on inside.
So therefore she doesn't like anything that's going on outside.
Exactly. So to make the changes, let's say we give you a drug to make the change. Well, it's not gonna make the change, it's just gonna muffle it. You know, it's gonna, you know, put a veil over it. So if you can't change it by changing the chemistry by, you know, by putting a drug, you know, like you take a Ambient or one of those, you know, Prozac, no, is it Prozac?
Molly.
Something, you put in something to change it, it doesn't really change it, but it covers it up. So it covers up the situation until you stop taking the drug and then it comes back.
Yeah.
So if you really want to change the situation, you have to go deep inside and you have to make some changes. So the easiest way to make the changes is to make a safe space. Make a room inside, make a place that you can go to, that you can start to rearrange. So it's like pretending, right? We intend it to be there, but it's not there yet. So we're pretending, we're setting it up. So we're going into the room, and maybe we go there every day. And you could be there for 5 minutes, you could be there for an hour. What you do is you're rearranging the internal structure of you inside. Nobody can even see it. Nobody can criticize it. Nobody can do anything because it's yours. So once you have it, and let's say you go every day and you go there for a year. Well, you're pretty comfortable in that room, right? You would imagine that once you're comfortable in the inside, you will start to be a lot more comfortable in the outside. So the fears dissipate. You know, if we're in a dark room and it's scary because it's dark and we turn on the light, well, it's not scary anymore because we turn on the light. How long does it take to get rid of the darkness? As soon as you flip the switch, the darkness is gone, the scariness is gone. So when we're dealing with things in our life that scare us or hold us back, or fears, or things that happened in the past, that somebody left us, or somebody beat us, or somebody abused us, or something.
What about perception?
What about reception?
Perception.
What about perception?
What about perception? I don't understand the question.
Well, in the case that, you know, everybody has a different perception as to what's right and wrong.
Right?
You know, sometimes you may change things in the room that might not necessarily be right, but how would you know it's
Right for who?
right for somebody else?
Yeah, but it's nobody else is in your room. It's your room.
Okay, but what if it's something you're supposed to change about yourself?
That who decided, you or somebody else?
Somebody else.
Well, that's their perception. That's not your perception. They're perceiving that you should change. So what you're doing is you're making the changes that feel good to you. And the nice thing, it's your room. If you don't like it or if it doesn't work, I thought I was going to put in double doors, and no, I decided not to do double doors. I decided to do
Triple.
whatever, and you change it. And you can change it like that. You know, the walls are blue and I'd like them pink. Ah, pink. I love pink. I'm a girl and I love pink. No, I'm not. I'm a guy. I'm going to make it blue. Why? Because blue's for guys and pink's for girls, and the room is blue and I'm very comfortable here. You might like the room in pink, but it's my room. Make your own room pink. No, it doesn't mean that you can't come in my room and visit, or you couldn't invite me in your room and I could visit. But it's your space. So what you're doing is you're creating something for you. Like you might like to wear Uggs, and George might like to wear
Nothing.
Flip-flops.
flip-flops. And you buy him Uggs. And he goes, nice, thank you. And he puts them in the closet, because he lives in South Florida and it's 85 degrees most of the year and they have fur on the inside. And he goes, that's nice, Uggs. But one day it drops down to 40 degrees and it's so cold, and he puts on his Uggs and he says, oh, I love these boots. But he doesn't love them all the time. He just loves them one day a year when his feet are cold. Aside from that, they're useless because he likes flip-flops. Okay. That's no reflection on you. You bought them because you loved them, and you gave them to him because you loved them and you gave them to him. He accepted them because he loves you, and he put them in the closet. Why did he leave them in the closet for 360 days? It's 85 75 degrees here all the time, except for 2 days a year. So everybody's getting value out of it, but let's say you want him to wear them all the time because you gave him. Now you're putting your thing on him because you love them, and if they were yours, you'd wear them all the time. You don't care if you have smelly feet, you know? But he doesn't like that feeling. So the room is yours, but you can't go in George's room and rearrange his room unless he asks you to. What do you think? Should I put a... I was going to put a deer head or an elephant's head on the wall.
No, that won't work.
Well, I say it does.
Yeah, but you can do your room, because he wanted an elephant's head with the water
But
squirting
my
out.
room's finished. We
It's-
need to work on his room.
Yeah, well, he will.
Welcome to my life.
He will. He'll work on his room, and then you'll work on your room. And once you have that internal structure together, then on the outside, you'll have some ideas, and he'll have some ideas. As you merge them together, they call that a relationship. If it goes like this, it sounds like the setup of the young guy who's going to marry this young girl, and whatever he buys, she isn't going to like, because she already said it, and she didn't want the $500,000 house. She wanted a house for about $3 million. The only problem is he just started business, and his sister, who's been married and has 4 kids and has been married for 20 years, has that $3 million house. But it, took him a little while to get it. She's 40, the other girl's 28, he's 31, her husband's 52. It takes, he'll get it together.
So
But
All in due time.
she's
yeah.
gonna have to deal with the $500,000 house, guys.
She's not, they
Not
sold
to
it.
mention $500,000 house. One should be so fortunate.
Well, she wasn't looking at that. I had somebody I talked to today, and they were telling me all the things that were wrong. This is wrong, and that's wrong, and they were going through all these health things. So I said, well, what do you have in your life that's good? Oh, I have a lot of good things. What? I said, well, here's what I'd like you to do. Write down 30 good things that you're grateful for, and before you come into the office, bring those so I can look at those, because I want to review all the things that you have that you're grateful for. She went, but I have this pain and that. I said, I understand that. I just want to know what, like, does your toe hurt? No, my toe's fine. Okay, write that down. I want to know all the good things, and then we can go over the bad things, but I want to know all the good things first. So, I haven't heard from her yet. She's supposed to come in tomorrow. Oh, in fact, she showed up today, and she said, I'm here for my appointment. I know you told me to come in tomorrow, but I decided to come in today. I said, that's nice, but I told you to come in tomorrow, so you got to come back tomorrow. Because that was the
that was
rule. So she's already breaking the rule.
the timing.
Yeah, so she's already breaking the rules. So she's breaking rules, and she's doing it her way, and her way isn't working. But that's what she's doing.
She said, I have my 30 things and I am ready.
Do you have any specific questions on the hallways of the mind?
Is it okay that it's not always very clear as to what the room looks like?
Say it again, please.
Is it okay that it's not always very clear as to what the room looks like if your visualizations aren't very strong?
Well, when you go into the room, sometimes you're not clear on exactly what you want. But as you revisit the room, you get clearer and clearer on what you do want. You might put in a couch that goes all the way around the room. And the next time you go in the room, you say, I don't like that couch at all. So sometimes it looks a little fuzzy because you're trying to figure out what it is and you're working on the power of visualization. But it's like, do you have a nightstand?
Yes.
Do you know what's in your nightstand?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know what's in his nightstand?
No.
I know.
But you know what's in your nightstand, don't you?
Yeah.
I know it's in hers.
I know it's in your nightstand. But you know what's in your nightstand, right? So can you imagine it right now? Can you see the nightstand?
Yeah.
Can you open the drawer?
Uh-huh.
Can you see what's in it?
Uh-huh.
See if anything's missing?
Uh-huh. There's a lot of junk.
Right, it's a lot of junk. But you know what's in there
Yeah.
because that's your nightstand. So as we do the visualization, we're going into a room that you're familiar with. Like you're familiar with your bedroom, and you're familiar with your nightstand, and you're familiar with what's in it. I mean, you know what's there. So as you practice these visualizations, they get stronger, and you go, oh yeah, this is my table, the cards are on my table, there's a book on my table, and I'm on page 72 of the novel I'm reading, and you know these things. And the more you, like, how do you know it's, like, how do you even know you have a nightstand? But you just know it's real, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a drawer, and I know it's in that drawer. Because you saw it a lot, because you play with it, because you're playing with it on the external, so now you start playing with things on the internal. And as you do, they'll get stronger and stronger. And eventually, they'll start to take form. Like I do the internal meditation, I do that down the front and up the back, microcosmic orbit. I've been doing it for 30 some years, so if I'm in a place and I'm going, what do I do here? I don't know, this is strange. And I start running the orbit. And I'm going, well that's interesting. And then all of a sudden I notice straightening my body and I'm like, not sleepy anymore. Wow, start to look around. I can notice different things that maybe I haven't noticed before. Because before I was drinking my water, playing with my iPad, looking at my iPhone, thinking it's taking a long time. I got all those things going on until I finally go inside and go, interesting that I'm here. And you start to get a different perception. You go, wow, there's books over there. Interesting room. Lights, got blue lights, it's got brown lights, it's got a lot of interesting fans. I'm a little chilly and they've got fans. Interesting. Must get hot here. So you start to build it. It's like anything else. The two of you in the last 6 months moved into a house. Yeah? Okay. And did you have it totally furnished before you moved in? Does it have more furniture in it now?
Yes.
Yeah, because as you live there, you say, I need this over here, I need one of those. You go to make eggs in the morning, you say, I don't have a bowl to crack them in. We bought eggs, oh we didn't get a bowl, okay we got a, then you go, well, I need something to, what can I use? I use a fork. No, I don't want a fork, I want a whisk or whatever those things are. Ooh, nice. Sirens.